Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining me this week in LiveFit Kitchen. I have two new very summery recipes for you, and the reason I chose these two was because they have a couple of ingredients that overlap, and I really like it when I can buy, a couple of things and then use them in a few different recipes, because, what do you do with like half a sprig of mint left over? Some people probably know, but I'm not enough of a cook to be able to figure it out. So that's why I chose these two recipes. So we have a cucumber salad and a peach mint salsa. And I would like to thank allrecipes.com for the cucumber salad and seasonalchef.com for the peach mint salsa. I used their recipes, but I did already modify them just a little bit, so they're a little bit different. So for the cucumber salad, we'll start there. This one takes a little bit more prep time than others. So what I recommend for this one is you need to put half of it together and then let it sit for an hour and then put the rest of the ingredients in and put it back in the fridge to chill. So for me at home, I would, put the first part together and then get busy cooking something else like the turkey meatballs or, maybe vacuum the house or whatever, and then come back and do the rest. So this is not one that you can throw together at the last minute right before dinner. This one does take prep. So for the cucumber salad, you'll need one large cucumber. Take the skin off and chop it up. And again, I like smaller chunks for a salad, so I chopped mine fairly small. 1/6 of a cup of red wine vinegar. You can use stevia, that's optional. I chose not to. I don't need to sweeten this one for myself, but if you want to sweeten it, you can definitely use maybe about 1/4 to a half packet of stevia. You don't want to use very much. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So that's the first part of the salad. So let's put those ingredients together. So you've got your cucumber going in and your red wine vinegar. Now I do not have a 1/6 cup measure, so I'll just use my third and fill it about halfway. This is really good, by the way. When this is all chilled and done, it's really yummy. Okay, so I'm opting to forego the stevia, but this is when you would add it if you wanted to. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now that would be table salt that they would be talking about. And because we use sea salt, you're going to use a little less, otherwise the flavor will be too strong. So I actually have 1/4 teaspoon of the sea salt. It didn't quite fill up there. Okay, so what you want to do is combine that, and you can literally just shake the bowl around, combine it, and then let that sit for 1 hour out of the fridge. They said just leave it on the counter and then come back to it in an hour and you're going to add the rest of the ingredients. So next you need 2 small tomatoes. Take the seeds out and just roughly chop them. I used vine ripened and they smell so good. 1/3 of a cup of red onion, and I chopped this again. I chopped this really, really fine. Let's get our 1/3 cup in there. Okay, 1/4 of a cup of mint, and again, I chopped this really fine. And that's a 1/4 of a cup, just loosely packed. So what I did was I removed all of the mint leaves from the stalk, so I just have the leaves, and then just kind of clumped them all together on the chopping board and just did tiny fine little slices. So it's more like ribbons, the way that I've chopped it. So 1/4 of a cup of mint, and then 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil. Now if you wanted to, you could cut down the oil on here and just use the 1 tablespoon. And I didn't realize I was about out of oil, so I guess that's what we'll be doing. Time for me to go back to Trader Joe's and get some more. So in that goes. And then that's it. So salt and pepper to taste. Because you already used salt, when you did the cucumbers, you probably don't want a whole lot more salt in there. But this is one of those really pretty salads. And I'm all about, making stuff that's like fairly easy and fun to take with you if you're going to a barbecue or an event at a friend's place or whatever you're doing, or hosting at your own home. Which I don't do because my house is tiny, so I always go to somebody else's place. If 3 people come over, my home's crowded. That might be something to do with my great big dog too. And there it is. It's that simple. So the prep takes a little while, but once you put it together, That's just a couple of minutes work. It looks really pretty and it's absolutely delicious. So there's our cucumber salad. So for the peach mint salsa, seasonalchef.com said that you can have this with fish, chicken, or pork. And I bet it would be really good on a pork tenderloin. So we want 1 diced peach. It should be pretty ripe, but not actually squishy. But this was definitely on the ripe side and really fragrant. So in goes your peach. And again, I chopped it fairly small. A 1/2 cup of red pepper. And, sorry, I picked up the red onion. 1/2 cup of red pepper. This is another one that's really pretty to look at. And 1/4 cup of the red onion. And again, if you're not an onion person, I mean, that's the fun thing about these recipes, is you can modify them any way you want. I already did. Okay, a tablespoon of jalapenos, and they said minced, which to me just means chopped up as small as you can without hitting your fingers. And you know me, I really love my spicy food, so I'm doing a fairly tightly packed tablespoon. That is totally up to you. And then the original recipe called for pineapple juice, and that to me is just a way of adding sugar to a recipe. So I've actually used it for fresh pineapple, and I thought it turned out really pretty and really yummy with the fresh pineapple. So we're going to use 1/2 cup of the fresh pineapple. So in it all goes. And then 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, which I thought was really an interesting thing to be adding in to this salsa. And you can see how fast this is. This took me 5 minutes to chop everything up and another couple minutes to put it all together. One of those salsas that probably is really, really good the next day too. Okay, and then 2 tablespoons of the mint. And this is what I mean about using the same ingredients in a couple different recipes. And that's it. Stir it all together, and it's ready to go. And oh my gosh, that looks so good. Every time we do this, I wish that we had smell-o-vision so that you could smell what this is like. It's beautiful and it's so fresh, and that's the great thing about summer cooking. All the fresh fruits and veggies. And that's it. Look how great that looks. So we're going to call Jason out from behind the camera. Jason gets to come and taste test again. Hello, Jason the Giant.
Hello, Alicia. This is the mango sauce, the
peach mint salsa. Jason had a really hard time saying that off camera this morning. It was really funny. He got it wrong about 3 different times. Isn't that great?
That's great. So that would go like with a fish or?
Yeah, just right on top of your fish or as a little side or with pork. I bet it's amazing with pork. Just oven baked pork tenderloin.
I like that.
Ooh.
It's really good.
His little eyes lit right up.
Vinegar.
The vinegar really makes it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And the mint is amazing. The mint is so good right now. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Jason, for being our taste tester again. We'll see you next week.
Bye.